What's up, everybody? This is Jackhammer2711 coming at you with yet another video review, and today we've got another really awesome Star Wars Black 6-inch figure to review. This is the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch scale Darth Vader. I think they're calling this the Episode 6 Vader, maybe the Episode 5 Vader, I'm not sure. Vader's appearance really didn't change much from movie to movie, but this is Darth Vader. And oh boy, can I not wait to get him open and take a look at him. Because in the packaging, just looking at him, he looks fantastic. But having reviewed and purchased some of the other figures in this line, man, I cannot wait to get him open. So let's go ahead and take a look at him in packaging right quick. You can see this is the character in the packaging, as we're used to seeing the Star Wars Black Series packaging. It's got that standard window box packaging here where you see the figure across the front of the package. It comes along to the side, and you can see down the side of the package. This is the newer packaging where you can also, at the top, instead of having the Star Wars Black logo and the character photo, the window box extends to the top so you can kind of see down inside as well from the top here. Of course, as I showed you there, the top of the packaging, you do have the Darth Vader character picture. The Star Wars Black Series here at the bottom, and then the character name Darth Vader, figure number 2. In blue, you have that blue detail in the back of the packaging there. Of course, nothing on this side. Bottom of the packaging is just that boring Mattel, or rather Hasbro, legal mumbo jumbo with your Hasbro logo right there. And then on the back of the packaging, you have the Star Wars logo there. And then you have a little blurb there. It says, Darth Vader, after Darth Vader and Luke join forces to defeat the Emperor, Vader asks Luke to help him remove the mask that covers his face. Just for once, let me look on you with my own eyes. And of course, there is that scene depicted, that iconic moment between father and son, right here on the back of the packaging. You've got that blue detail coming down the side there. I'm going to assume this is Episode 6 Vader based on that blurb. But anyway, let's go ahead and bust Darth Vader out of his plastic prison and see just exactly what he is working with. Alright, everybody, we're back, and we have Lord Vader out of the packaging. And wow, I've got to say, I've got another Star Wars Black figure review that I'm going to be doing after this, and I saved it for last because I thought it was going to be my favorite figure. I'm not so sure anymore. This figure is nearly perfect. Oh my gosh. The level of detail, both sculpting detail and paint detail in this figure, are phenomenal. This, guys, this is the action figure, if you're a Star Wars fan, that you need to buy, because he's absolutely fantastic. There are a couple things that could have been done that just would have pushed this figure over the edge, but they're so minor that I even hate to mention them. But let's go ahead and take a look at Vader. He comes packaged, of course, with his iconic lightsaber. There you can see there his lightsaber with that red blade. It is removable, as most of the Blade's lightsabers are. Very easy to plug back in. Taking a look at the detail on the sculpt here, you can just see that's Vader's lightsaber there. The painting detail and sculpting detail on this thing are fantastic. I mean, just a great accessory and a great rendition of an iconic movie weapon in Darth Vader's lightsaber. It's perfect. It's absolutely fabulous. It's fantastic. But that's the only accessory he comes packaged with. But this, it's Vader. That's really all he needs to come packaged with. Let's take a look at this figure, guys. I can't wait. Taking a look at Darth Vader here out of the packaging. Just look at that sculpt. It's awesome. Flat black sculpt on the helmet. You can see the sculpting details there on the helmet. All the classic Vader details are there. The angles on the helmet are perfect. You've got that screen where his mouth goes. You've got the two little points there at the bottom of the helmet for the breathing apparatus coming out. The eyes of the helmet are perfect. Just looking at the back of it, it comes down with that stripe along the back of the head sculpt. It's oh my goodness, I can't say enough about this figure. It's awesome. Taking a look now at the costume details, this chain around his neck for his cape, it's a metal chain. And you can see there it's kind of hard to get to because of the placement of it, but it is a metal chain back there. You can see that it's made of metal. Of course, you got the iconic costume, the armor piece up here at the top. It comes down. You've got the nice silver and black paint on that armor piece right there. That iconic look for Darth Vader. Just take a look at this instrument panel, how detailed this is. I mean, you've got all this painted detail and sculpted detail in there. You've got some blue, red, white, silver, and black in there, and that it's just, they've done a fantastic job. Of course, you've got the cloth goods that come down from this piece of the armor that translate down here into the belt area that are just really, really nice. You've got the of course the back of the figure. It's all cloth goods down to the back right there, down to this piece down here at the bottom. You've got some more of that armor right there, along there. This cape is all cloth, and it's probably one of the best action figure capes I've ever seen. You can see there it does have, it's connected to the armor piece by this little piece of rope right here. It's a little bit distracting, but it's just done to keep the cape in place, because with this chain right here holding the cape in place, there you go, now you can see that good metal chain. With that chain right there fitting so loose, the cape wouldn't sit correctly if it wasn't held on like that. And then you can take the cape and take it and move it, over the shoulders like that if you want to. Or more iconically, as Vader normally walked, he had the cape kind of turned to the side there with his kind of behind the shoulders there a little bit, like so. But it's just a really nice cape. It's really thick and nice. It comes down here. It's got the stitching along the side. It's even got these fabric pieces here on the inside, or only what I can assume are to give the cape weight, to hold it down at his sides like that. Just a fantastic translation. Of course, the shoulder armor you see there is that classic Darth Vader look. Just take a look at the sculpting detail here on the suit that Vader wears. Just the line work and the sculpting there. It's just fantastic. And then along down here to the gloves as well. It's just fantastic. He's got this hand sculpted, kind of, you can use that force wave right there, or the choking of someone. He can be choking somebody in that iconic Darth Vader pose right there. And the other arm, some of that same similar sculpting detail, but this hand is sculpted to hold his lightsaber, as you can see there. Moving further down, you see more of that sculpting detail on the bodysuit right here between the control panel and his belt. Of course, it comes down to the iconic Darth Vader belt with that silver belt buckle in the front there, and more of those control panels along the sides. You see you got the 2 green buttons, 6 buttons there, more of that detail there. Exactly the same on both sides. And that cloth goods continues to flow down to the sides right there, down to his legs. It's a separate piece from the cape. But you see there, it does come out from underneath these control panels and is part of this cod piece. Of course, you see the classic Vader cod piece. It comes down right there. And then more sculpted detail down here on the legs for that bodysuit of the legs. And then you've got those iconic Darth Vader boots right there. Just look at that. Absolutely wonderful. This figure is absolutely awesome. Then of course it comes down. You can see where the front shin guards of the boots, they strap around to the back of the sculpt right there. You can see where that's sculpted in there. Those details, 1, 2, 3 straps there. But just an awesome action figure. I mean, it's beautiful. And if that wasn't enough, check this out. You've got a separate piece to the helmet, both here. This piece is removable in and of itself. And you look in the top of that, you can, I don't know if you can see that detail. Let me see if I can adjust my lamps to where you can see that sculpt detail down in there. The top of that helmet. There you go. That's a separate piece. And then this is also a separate piece. Just look at that level of sculpting on this thing. Oh my goodness, how awesome is that? And that's not it. They could have stopped there. They could have stopped with the sculpting there on this figure. Take a look at the inside of the mask. There is just as much sculpting detail on the inside of this mask as there is on the outside. I mean, they went all out. I really hope you guys can get a good look at that with my lamps here adjusted. I mean, that's awesome. And then, of course, that means underneath Vader's mask, you have this head sculpt of Darth Vader. That is just phenomenal. You can see you've got the scarring under the cheek there. Nice likeness of Vader there. Of course, the back of the head. More of that scarring across the top of his head that Vader's known for. Look at the detail on the underneath of the mask. There's painted detail under the mask. Silver painted detail under the mask. And then of course right there, more of that detail from underneath the mask. I mean, this is the only thing that this figure is missing, in my opinion. An interchangeable hand that would recreate the whole whenever Luke chops off his hand in episode 6, it would have been nice to have like a swappable hand with just like that stump of robotic junk that was left in there. Or is it this hand? I'm not really sure. I'm not, at this point, I'm not quibbling over which hand was cut off or whatever. I'm not that big of a aficionado on the lore of Star Wars. But that would have been nice. And also some, maybe like some lightning, some force lightning effects over his body from whenever the Emperor was blasting him with the lightning whenever he's trying to throw the Emperor over the side and into that pit. That would have been nice too. Other than that, this figure is, it's just beyond nice and awesome. It goes back together very easily. That snaps back in on top there. And you've got Vader in his helmeted form again. Man. This figure's exceeded my expectations. And I had high expectations for it. I really did. But it's exceeded all of them. Just an absolutely wonderful action figure. I highly recommend it. If you see him, pick him up. I found him at Walgreens. You can find them at Walgreens right now. This isn't the only Vader I saw. I saw 3 or 4 throughout the 2 or 3 Walgreens that I went through that day looking to complete the series. Go out and pick him up right now if you can, because he is awesome. I can't even do the figure justice with a review. You have to see it for yourself. I had extremely high expectations for this figure, and they blew my expectations out of the water. He is phenomenal. Probably going to be considered the action figure of the year, in my opinion. I really like him that much. I'm over the moon. Over the moon for this figure. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. You pair this with the episode 6 Luke Skywalker that comes in this series, and just the possibilities are endless. I can't wait for the Emperor. I really hope we see an Emperor with some kind of maybe diorama playset with the Emperor's throne and a backdrop behind it, because you're really going to get some good posability out of those 3 figures if they do something like that. Anyway, this has been my review of the Star Wars Black Series Episode 6 Darth Vader. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. This has been Jackhammer2711, and as always, you guys, I will catch you on the flip side, or the dark side. Alright guys, it occurred to me after I got done with my review of this figure, I was so impressed by it and so taken by it, I completely forgot to go over the articulation on this figure. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. The head is on that nice ball joint with that swivel on it. So it goes up and down about that far. Head will go all the way around. Arms do go all the way around. They'll go up about that far. And again, just like on the Stormtrooper and the Clone Trooper, if you get that armor up underneath this other armor piece, you're going to get more out of it. But you gotta, kind of work with it a little bit sometimes. But it'll go about that far up, then back down. It does have a pivot there at the elbow, single point elbow joint as well. Gives you about that much motion in it there. It does have a swivel at the wrist, as well as a hinge joint at the wrist. You can go about that far down, that far up. Really nice diaphragm joint here. Nice rocking motion. Come forward and back like that, about that far. He would spin all the way around, but you're not going to want to do that because of the way the cloth good is attached on the inside of his belt right there. If you do that, you're going to rip and tear this cloth goods. But you can still get a reasonably nice side-to-side motion, even despite that cloth goods right there. Legs go about that far out to the side, about that far forward, that far back. He's got the double jointed knee there, and then he's got the knee hinge and that Hasbro pivot as well. So there you have it, guys. That is my I guess appendix to my Darth Vader action figure review. And this is Jackhammer2711, guys, and I'll catch you on the flip side.